Match number 3, Gymkhana taking on 91-1 at the venue Amir Mahal Cricket Ground, one of the finest venues, one of the beautiful sights to watch the game of cricket, and holds a bit of history, with the match 1 being won by the Spartans in a very big numbers, 45 runs difference in a 10 overs game against Choi Kings, with match 2 being called up. This one, the match number 3 of the first day's game of cricket, started with the silenced way of strike rotations and boundaries, which brings the first overs to the completion. Just going on with the flow. They're trying to restrict the oppositions. Looking at the field positions, 2 overs power play. As of the rules, if the batters score more than 30 runs within the power play, there'll be 1 extra over of power play will be awarded for them. So it's up to the batters whether to convert the third over into a power play or not. That catches the call. Didn't get the opportunity on making it away for the boundary. That's quite disappointing sign for the bowling side. They never expected that to happen. Looks like a wicket. It seems like an easy one for the fielder, but unfortunately he went back. And that rush from the fielder, he couldn't stop that going for the boundary. That's quite unfortunate. Lucky 4 runs for the batting side. Just we're speaking about that field sets, right? Deep square leg and deep mid wicket at the deep. Rest of the batters are standing within the 30-yard circle. And this cheeky attempt, the reverse sweep or the switch hit. The name looks different, but the intention was similar, to target the areas at third man region or at the deep point region where you can score a lot of boundaries. Most of the times the batters were standing within the 30-yard circle. Just because of these reasons, the power play comes into play, and you can't have much freedom of placing fielders at those regions of point or at the third man, because you have to restrict positions like long on, long off, mid wicket, deep square leg. These were the regions that they're focusing on, including fine leg. And of course, sweep covers. And that's where the captain has to manipulate these fielders. Just we're speaking about the third man. They're having a third man at the boundary line now. Deep square leg, no deep fielders at any places apart from this. This looks better. Finds the gap. No chance for the fielder to stop that with his boots, and that goes for the boundary. Welcome boundary here for the batting side. One of the composed way of scoring boundaries. Just pick the gap and place your stroke, and you will get a lot of runs on the board. This looks different in a form of a T20 format. Not making it in the air, just placing it into the gap. Just before the previous delivery, they had a fielder at that particular position. He scored a boundary at the third man region by switch hit. Now they're having a deep third man. Now mid wicket is empty, and that's why he scored that boundary. Still having the similar pattern of field positioning. Vidan moves up to right. This looks even much interesting. Another cheeky attempt from the batter. No chance for the fielder. They'll be watching the ball racing out of the fence for the boundary. And there comes the innovation. 3 back-to-back boundaries here for the batting side. Good piece of momentum here for the batting side. They found gaps here and there. One to the third man by switching hit. Didn't got much runs for that, but that created the momentum. Fine leg is empty. Mid wicket is empty. Midan moves a bit right, so which gives you the space to score over the long on, as the Midan fielder is not exactly the same position. This time it was hard over the bowler. A pull shot in front of square, which goes for the boundary. Has no chance for the fielder standing at the square leg region. 4 boundaries in this over. And that's a great way of manipulating the bowler. He doesn't know where to bowl and what to bowl. Even the bit of confusion over the field positioning. This is something we have spoken when Choi Kings were batting. When you score boundaries, even the better bowler will get confused. They have better field placements, but he don't know where to bowl just because of those boundaries in the previous deliveries. Stump tried to go over the mid fielder. Didn't get the elevation right, but fortunately the batter was safe as the ball was landed away from the fielders. A costly over here. 9 to 11 at 26 for Nolas after 2 overs. Just 4 more runs for the difference. In case if they have scored 30 runs within these 2 overs, this over would have been a power play. That's quite a bit of good restriction in the previous ball of the last over. Now the fielders will be restricted here and there. For the viewers' attention, I'll be explaining the field positions. They're having a long off, long on, and they're having a deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. That is a short mid-wicket fielder, surprisingly. Just covering all the regions of leg side, forgetting one loophole, which is the fine leg region. In case if the batter tries to glide the ball over fine leg region, just because of the outfield they're having in Amir Mahal, it will go for the boundary. And that region still empty, and the bowler won't have much freedom to explore himself through the leg side areas. He should maintain his line way outside off stump as they don't have any fine leg fielder. That is the third man, which impacted just because of the previous over. Look at the intention of the batter. Despite of what he bowled, what are the results? Just look at the intention. He knows where the gaps. You can't rely on third man every single time. Just look at that. They're having a deep third man as fine as possible, just to make sure that the batters were not playing switch hit at that region. Then what about fine leg region? This is one of the safest mode of stroke makings. He tried to go over the fine leg region. There wasn't enough pace on the ball, and that's a quick bat swing which made him to go towards the square leg region. Reducing the pace will work in a certain way. Converting looks interesting to watch, how the way he's fighting back the bowler. I had some different calculations, but he's bowling really well. The change of pace is working really well. AP the bowler this time got the connections, but the area he was targeting for, and the fielders will be watching that, beating up the Purvika board, went for the boundary. I think the captain has to be aware of placing his fielders. Even though the bowler is having that control, the batter manipulates the field positioning. You can't fear for that deep third man. That's something haunting them. Now the bowler gets a clear idea. Now everything looks in control now. Of course, there has been a vacant space in the third man area, but they're having a deep fine leg now. Straight away, great innovation here from the batter. That's quite simple way of batting. Ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's hitting on the boards of Purvika, this time over the boards. But I want to appreciate this length from the bowler. If he would have bowled some back of length delivery, had good length delivery into the stump line, it won't be much easier for the batter to go towards that region. Bit of mistake from the bowler, and he is keeping things simple. Karan, the batter, is already 35 or 15 balls. Just keeping things as simple as possible. Scoring runs at the right area, finding the gaps and placing the ball over there. No rocket sciences here. Look at this. This is what we are speaking about. Stump line deliveries, which pitches in the pitch, which is going to take you under control. He's having a great numbers today, Karan. And look at the scorecard. It's really good to watch Utfa. He has to work on his field positionings despite of the lengths. He's been bowling really well. This looks better. The intentions of the bowler has been straight away attacking the stumps with his Yorker length. Not getting enough freedom to go for the second run, but this allows them to go for that second run. These are small areas where they have to work in a 10 overs game. Anyway, we'll speak about that in the next over. 3 overs up 39 for Nolas, 9 to 11. Just looking at the scorecard over there. So far, no loss, just 2 runs in the extras. Rest of the runs were scored by the batters, especially with the way how Karan is batting and with the way how Yash is supporting his striker. That something works really well for them. 9 to 11 are enjoying their brand of cricket. .39 for no loss, with Karan back on strike. Not sure why the batter is testing the ball. Maybe out of his confusions. When it comes to T10 cricket, when it comes to tennis ball cricket, rules will be a bit different. You won't work on laws, you will work on rules that made by the organizing committee. To mention this in one word would be unstoppable Karan. He's finding gaps here and there. This is not an appropriate length to hit the ball over that region for a switch hit. And he's doing that, a back off length delivery which attacked the chest of the batter, and he's playing a switch hit over that. Then where will you bowl to this batter? He is unstoppable, no doubt on that. They have to do something out of the box to control Karan from this brand of cricket. Maybe bowling those wide Yorkers might work for the bowler, because that won't give the space for the batter to go for that switch hit in that particular area. If you bowl at the body line, it will be an advantage for the batter. This looks better. He couldn't get the connections, but this seems like a loose ball, because he's sweeping the bat from the body line. A wide Yorker might work well for them, inviting the batter to go through the covers. That might work well. And a couple of dot balls is something that's working really well. We have seen in the match number 1, in which the way how Spartans won the game, a couple of dot balls in every single over. This is what the line we are speaking about. A wide Yorker outside the off stump. The batter won't get enough space to go for that boundary. But the problem here is the kind of length you're going to bowl. If you bowl a bit of reluctant Yorker lengths, it may become a full toss, it may become a foolish length delivery that the batter really enjoys to score more runs on the board. A change of angle here from the bowler, bowling around the wicket. The scoreboard will keep on moving for them. 46 for no loss. Karan and Yash were batting together, with Aryan having the ball. Now the strike changes, bowling angle changes. This pressurizes the bowler, even though you have both the batters with the same aspect. Both the batters were right-handed batters, but at the same time, they were not having the same mentality. Then you have to bowl differently. That's the kind of pressure he's facing. And the same length. Now they're having a deep point fielder. Again inviting him. Now you can go for your switch hit, Mr. Karan. As we are having a fielder at that position. Try your risk. That's something. The language of the bowler. Look at this. Look at this. This looks interesting. The ball is in the air for a while. That's a drop catch. Tried his best. It is not an easy catch to take on, but at the same time they had the opportunity to dismiss. No ball signals the umpire. No ball it is anyway. No need to worry at all, even though if the catch was taken, that's not gonna impact the batters, impact the bowling side in fact. So that is a no ball, will be a free hit. But the man on strike is Yash. I'll come back to why I got that much excitement when Karan's ball went on to air. That's because of the kind of mind game they played with the way how Aryan bowled to him. They placed fielders at every gap regions, and then they put Karan under pressure. He went out of his zone. That's something you have to work on. because he had clear intentions to play that switch hit when they don't have enough fielders at that particular region. After a point of time, they had a deep point fielder, they had a deep fine leg in fact, and then he got confused where to go. And this is another confusion from the batter. A half-efforted scoop shot that didn't get the connections, but a free hit saved for the bowler. 49 for no loss. Well ahead of the opposition as of the first innings. This seems like first batters might get a bit of advantage as they play some pressure, less pressure cricket. Another cheeky 1-2 is the call from the batter. Will be a single. And that's 50 up here for the batting side without no loss. That's quite impressive. 50 for no loss after 4 overs. For no loss. Got their basements right. Now it's time to get the building ready. Whatever the story is required for. Now they didn't lose much wickets in the power play. In fact, they didn't lose any wicket as of now, which is going to add a lot of advantage for the batters yet to come to bat. We saw in the first innings with the way how the Spartans were battered, they have lost 9 wickets for 114 runs. Whereas when you don't lose much wickets within the first phase of this innings, then it's gonna be a freedom for you, a license for you for every single ball to charge on the bowler, attack the bowler. And when it comes to field positioning, now it's deep fine leg, deep square leg, a long on fielder. If the batter wants to take that gamble, it would be over that mid-wicket region. Strong shot from the bowler. I can't understand the body language of the wicketkeeper. He didn't support the bowler. Maybe he was not convinced with that appeal. That mid-wicket area, of course they're having a fielder at that position. It looks like a bit of defensive, a bit of over defensive field positioning. They don't have a long off, they don't have a sweeper cover because they have to spend their fielders at some other regions. I'll tell you, you just remember that a long on fielder, a deep mid wicket, a deep square leg, a deep fine leg, almost every region of the leg side got protection along with a short mid wicket fielder. The only fielder at the offside is the deep point fielder, just to avoid that switch hit from the batter. The bowler got disappointed with the decision of the umpire. That wide decision shook himself. A bit of arguments were going on. Hope things are okay soon. We'll get back to the topic of field positioning because let them come for a conclusion. Before that, this looks like an interesting one just because of the pressure that Karan added to this game. I'm not a big fan of overprotection. This looks like a overprotection field positioning along of mid-wicket, deep square leg. Almost all the major parts of the leg side were being protected at the deep region with a deep point fielder. Now what caused them was the entire covers region kept empty. They're just having one fielder within the 30-yard circle at the covers region and a mid-off fielder, and of course there is a deep point short third man fielder. So if the batter moves himself to the leg side and plays through the covers or even plays his switch it through the covers, there are a lot of advantage that the batter could easily get a boundary. No chance for the fielders to grab even a catch. This is against the turn, against the line, but goes for the sixer. Purvika board again. A huge one from Karan. He's again unstoppable. This gives the clarity for the batter and where he has to target. Even though they had a plenty of fielders at that position, he just played that fearless attitude of cricket. Now he's not focusing on the gaps. When you have 50 for no loss after 4 overs, why should you play that mathematical game? It's easy for you to break the rules, break the grammar. You can score wherever you wanted to score. And that's something he's been doing. He's 44 of 21 balls. And again I'll repeat, the covers region and the mid-off region was empty at the deep. Tried to go through the switch it. Having a fielder will be a single. This is the reason why he had that fielder at that position. Gauri Shankar the bowler. I believe that Karan is a different kind of batter. He plays with his mindset, whereas Yash is a complete team player as of now in this innings. He might target that region, that covers region, as he bowls like a leg spinner. The action looks like a leg spinner. The ball is turning a bit. So in case if he flights the ball as of what he did for Yash, one step away from the crease, you can go through the covers. Picking the gaps of the region, 2 is the call. Trying to go for the second run, good running between the wickets here from Karan. That's another couple of runs on the board here. It's really hard to play at this kind of weather at Chennai. It's a typical Chennai weather. It's really hot here at Amir Mahal, one of the hot spots of the city. Of course, it's too hot here. Karan is playing a bit of long innings for a 10 overs game. Almost. This reminds me of the gully cricket we used to play. Just moving completely across the stumps and trying to play through this fine leg region. Which brings the end of this over. 5 overs up 63 for no loss. 9 to 11. Just look at that scenario. He's sitting. He's dehydrated. Karan the batter, just because of the kind of weather we are speaking about. It's too hot here at Chennai. It's January. Then imagine you're playing cricket during April and May. The challenge will be really difficult. You will be dehydrated. That's how it goes. It's really hard for the batters. It's really hard for the bowlers especially to maintain the hydrated body throughout the summer. And of course, every cricketers of Chennai knows that really well. You have to fight with the weather to play those longer innings, because it's really easy to play those cameos, but when it comes to long innings, you have to make it into a different kind of game plan. Now this is going to be interesting to watch how Karan is going to convert this into a big numbers. This time attacking intent here from Yash, but that finds the fielder at mid-wicket. That one intent he was trying after a long while, which went in vain. He has to depart. But that's the kind of decision you will take halfway through the innings. No wicket so far. That brings the first breakthrough here. 63 for 1 now. 9 to 11. Just look at the faces, smiling faces everywhere with the kind of start they got. Almost more than 10 runs per over. With the kind of run rate they are maintaining, they could easily score more than 100 runs, 110 runs on the board, which will be very useful for them. Prashant, the new batter, into the crease. This looks interesting. This looks interesting. This is something that Karan will be expecting, but there will be a space for the patience, for the batter. He will wait for his turn. He will wait for his time. Yash might have thought that was the right time to go against the bowler. As he being the new bowler, it's a duty of the batter. Yash did the right thing. to attack the new bowler. But this is not the right thing from the bowler. It's just missing the line completely, bowling to the second pitch, which is not in use today anyway.
They have to make that small.
.66 for 1. Another cheeky attempt here. Leaking runs here and there. This is going to cost them in the second innings. And that's why we said first innings work really well in a way for them. They can play fearless cricket. They can play according to the target that they are targeting for. And these leakage of runs will be an added advantage for them. Whereas playing in the second innings will be a lot more pressure. You have to be in a restricted atmosphere. You can't experiment yourself. You can't expect for a loopholes, as the bowlers will be in very conscious mode of cricket to not leak much runs on the board. And that's how it goes, every aspect has its own pros and cons. Even the better team with the bowling can easily win here by batting second. But as of now, this looks interesting. Look at the urge from the batter. He was ready to go for the second run, Prashant. But Karan wants that strike back. He wants to attack that new bowler. Don't make the new bowler to settle down in the conditions. As long as you put them under pressure, you will be on top of the game. That's the only mantra that Karan follows. That works well again. Now picks the gap at the final leg region. That beats the carbon board. Goes for the huge sixer. And that's a half century here for the batter. A well-deserved half century. Making it bigger. Making it a bigger number. Kudos to the batter with the kind of stroke makings he made in this innings. Into the fine legs, into the square legs. Those switch hits, everything came into play. That's wonderful innings to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen. And he's playing for his strong zones. That matters a lot. He's not targeting long off. We didn't see much runs Karan scoring at these long off and extra covers regions, where typically most of the batters used to play, most of the openers used to play. Apart from that, he tried targeting those regions behind the stumps. Fine leg and square leg. Look at that again. This time even much better. Just the placement looks perfect. Another sixer. Back-to-back sixers here, Karan. Shifting gears. Gear number 6 here from Karan. Into the 60s. He's making it bigger. Karan Chandak, the batter. Just look at this number. 60 of 27 balls. With huge and majestic sixers. His teammates must be proud of him. Family members must be proud of him with the kind of innings he played for his side. Because we've spoken about the weather problems. We'll come back in the next over. 6 overs up 82 for 1. Gymkhana under pressure. The kind of pull shots and hook shots he's been playing reminds us of the man himself, hitman Rohit Sharma. Rohan continues to bowl. Not a good numbers for the bowler as of today's game. Now that brings Karan back on strike. Prashant doing his role really well. The understanding of his side, the understanding of this entire side looks interesting, as they were well aware of the strength and weakness of their sides. This time, attack through the covers, couldn't get the connections better. Not his zone, but trying to do everything. But he's a fast bowler. He's not the typical slow kind of bowler. He's not the kind of Andrew Simons used to bowl at one point of time. He's not that kind of bowler. He's a typical fast bowler where you can't experiment yourself a lot. Just look at the body language. That's in there, and that's taken comfortably. Reaches the hands of the fielder. No mistakes done by the fielder. Now Prashant's story, a short story coming to an end. Rotate that strike. Tried to attack the bowler but couldn't get the connections better. Reached the hands of the fielder at short mid-wicket region. Another wicket falls. 84 for 2 now. And this has been the pattern for the other batters who are playing the fiddle roles. When they try to attack the bowler at some point of time, they are ending up losing their wickets. But the positive sign here is they're not wasting much balls in the middle. As long as they stay in the crease, they're rotating the strike. Once they're trying to shift the gears, the problem falls for them. And that brings the difference between the rest of the batters and Karan. He's playing it as fine as possible. He's playing it as behind the wicket as possible. That's the beautiful bowling. Beautiful bowling from the bowler. Kept under control. Beautiful Yorker length. Looks interesting to watch the way of the body language of the releasing point. Everything looks interesting for the bowler. He's a professional bowler, it seems. Now we are going to watch the delightful bowling action again. From that run up to the way he is releasing the ball. Discipline in every region of the game. This small awareness, a leakage of extra runs brings Karan back on strike. Now it will be interesting to watch how Rohan is going to fight back against Karan. One more ball to end this over. So far it's been a decent over from Rohan. Just 3 runs of this over. A much needed over at this point of time for Gymkhana. Now the man on strike is Karan, taking on Rohan. Played straight shot. Fielder chasing down the ball. Just 2 runs to end this over. That's a wonderful over from Rohan, coming to an 87 for 2 after 7 overs. Gentle push over there. Aaron the bowler. I think this typical bowling style, a complete control rather than just bowling. They're bowling with a proper bowling action that sometimes restricts the batters. This is interesting shot, but finds the fielder. A long story, a wonderful story. Now finally coming to an end. No mistakes done by the fielder of the square leg region. A bit of walking time, and that's comfortably taken. A wicket's fall. The big fish is gone now. Karan 63 of 29 runs. This innings brought them into a comfortable position in this game. Now he is departing, but his job was completely finished. 88 for 3 now, 9 to 11. A big round of applause for going on at the dugout for Karan. The kind of innings he played. That's a beamer delivery. There is an interesting rule in this tournament which they've expressed in their website. The beamers will be allowed as no ball only if the batter fails to attend the ball. Any point of bad connection won't be given no ball or free hit. Swing and a miss. Just going through the line. This actually gives the clarity in case if the rest of the teams are watching this game, both the games. The areas you have to target would be fine leg and the third man regions, because these were the areas which adds a bit of pace of the ball. When you try to attack the ball in front of the line, for instance straight direction or country regions or long off regions, those are the regions where you play against the ball's force that won't give you enough room to go for the big sixes. Just play as fine as possible, play as square as possible. You will score a lot of runs. Just take back a look at the Karan's wagon wheel. Most of the runs were scored at that particular region, fine leg and square leg. Now 8 overs of 91 for 3. Eight overs up, 92 for 3. 8 overs, 92 for 3. 9 to 11. Now what will be the pass score? Can they be able to make 1-1-0 or above? That might be into the minds of the batters, but no set batter inside the crease. Both the batters were new to the crease. They have to capitalize the momentum. If you try to play that V batting or try to play in front of the ball, it's really hard for you to bat on. Break the grammar. That's in there. Fielder chasing down the ball. No chance to grab that catch. And that's going for the boundary, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is surprising to watch out for. A reluctant effort from the fielder. Just leaking runs here and there. That would have been a wicket. But hard chance for the fielder. Then we have expected a single. But this went for the boundary. How 1-1-0 is possible, it seems, if they try similar kind of fashion. The bails were out now. A Yorker delivery. Cleaned him up. Aryan, the bowler. At the end phase of the innings, all the bowlers are bowling under control. They're following certain kind of grammar. They're following certain kind of discipline to the game. That brings a lot of breakthrough for them at the end phase of this innings. We are having Gymkhana back in the game. Except that one boundary. Again, a pink bat into this game. The bat shown magic. Of course, the man with the bat was Karan previously. Now the man with the bat is Prashant, it seems. But the bat remains the same anyway. A pink bat. That's quite surprising. He's been yorking really well. Aryan is targeting the stumps perfectly. Maybe moving here and there would help the batter find his gaps. And this is not working. The ball is in there. Comfortably taken. No chance for the second run. They were hurry, but they couldn't go for the second run. This looks an interesting over again. And one more to end this over. This time gone through the covers. No fielder standing at the deep. But the ball was not travelling. A fielder chasing the ball as relaxed as possible. And now finally found that chance for the run out. A beautiful throw into the side on view of the stumps. He would have got a single stump view. Excellent throw that dismisses the batter. Prashant, the batter, tried to go for the third run. Good advance from the bowler. Just look at the throw. The throw looks pretty decent. And look at the way how bowler made it happen. The bails were out. Top quality cricket here. 98 for 4. That's 101 for 5 in fact. 100 up here for the batting side. 9 to 11 now. The last over in action. Hello. One 1 for 5. Takes the gap. The ball travels a lot. Having a quick outfield over that gets a boundary. Just beats the fielder. So that this is the region I've been speaking for a long while. Finally a batsman targeted that region, because they kept that region empty for a long while for the past 6 to 7 overs, just to focus on the deep fine leg and the third man regions. 105 for 5. Now chance for 115 possible. 5 more balls to end this innings. Quite short from the bowler. That went wide. Added advantage here for the batting side. The 5 balls that's going to decide the final total of this first innings. Seems like he's feeling hard to bowl. The releasing point Looks like challenging for the bowler. Stake back at the way how he's releasing the ball. The run-up looks rhythmic, but the way how he releases the ball is quite different. This time try to attack the fine leg region. The intent of the bowler is to bowl as short as possible, inviting the batter to go for that hook shot. These were unnecessary runs on the board. There were plenty of runs went as overthrows and run bys, even for leg bys. A change of length here. Quite surprising for the batter. This time it was not a shortish one, inviting him to go over the long on fielder. Now this will confuse the batter whether to wait in the back foot or to be ready for the high elevated front footed stroke. Another swing and a miss. Another beautiful bowling. He's trying to overdo things over there. That might be the reason why he's been struggling a lot, the batter. Moving left or right, moving front or back, those kind of movements can help the batter the gap perfectly. Look at that. The small bit of movement works well for him, as that confuses the bowler's line. Maybe moving a bit right give him a lot of space to go through the offside. 2 is the call from the batters. He's coming for the second run. Good running between the wicket. Beautiful running between the wicket, in fact. Anush the batter. Anush the non-striker, in fact. The man with the awareness. 1-1-2 for 5 now. 9.5 overs. Last ball of this innings. Goes over the mid-off fielder. He's chasing down the ball, but no chance for the fielder. That goes for the boundary. And the boundary to end this first innings. That's 116 for 5 at the end of the first innings. Passing down the first game's first innings total of 114. 9 to 11 are in a commandable position. Now 117 the target here for Madras Gymkhana. 117 to win this game at Gymkhana Club. Starting off the second innings. There wasn't much tradition in this tournament, but still, the match number 1 has been won by the team batting first in a big way. A big numbers by 45 runs difference. Maybe adding that to a note, batting second would add a bit of pressure, but not for everyone. This is in the air. A beautifully taken, good understanding between the fielders. One left, the other one the way to take that catch. Else it would have been a collision between the fielders. The catch would have been dropped. That's quite interesting to watch out for. 9 to 11 are grabbing that first breakthrough in the initial phase of the innings. First wicket have fallen here for Gymkhana, 2 for 1. Two for 1. Good start here for Lakshmanan as well as 9 to 11. That they have started things really well. We've been speaking a lot about the field positions. You might be having this thought process, why are you not showing that? Because that needs a different kind of view angles. That's why I'm explaining things, because in this game most of the things were happening as a mind game with the way how they're placing their field positions. As we saw in the first innings, Karan played a big knock just by finding the gaps. So to explain that, we have to be detailed in terms of field positioning. Again, the power play here, the team scores 30 or 30 plus runs. The power play will be extended for them for 1 over. But this doesn't look like that. Lakshmanan is taking care of everything for 9 to 11. Played it in the air, fielder under the ball, and that's another great catch. Another beautifully taken catch here. No mistakes done by them. They've been playing beautiful cricket, not overdoing things, but at the same time keeping things simple. 2 for 2 now after the first over. Lakshmanan gets 2 wickets in the first over. Ashwin might be Ashwinan. The 2 batters. Pushing here and there with the singles. With Madras Gymkhana Club. 113 runs required of 52 balls. This is another problem for you. If you are chasing down the targets, the equations will follow you from the first over. You have to move your game plans according to that. I think these were those quality stroke makings professional cricketers use it to play. Playing through the lines, playing those V-format battings. But that's not working in this tournament. That's not working in the tennis ball cricket. That's the problem here. You have to be as fine as possible. Playing behind the wicket works. That's something the batter should understand. If they understand that, those flick shots, pull shots, hook shots, scoop shots, everything is going to work well for you. Fine leg is inside the circle. This is the area where you have to target. These are all the messages for the rest of the teams watching this game in live. Just have that clear idea on what you're going to do. Target that one fine leg fielder, play to the left and right of that fielder, and you will score a lot of boundaries. In case if the fielder is well aware of that position, they might place that fielder in the deep. Then you can target those third man areas for switch hit. That's quite composed over, coming to an end of 2 overs. It's 5 for 2. He's okay. Hope he's okay. The batter got injured. Just hits the ball over his knees. He's struggling, it seems. It's quite hit hard for the batter. Hope he's okay. The physios were working on it. Ice packs were taken inside the ground. This will happen in gully crickets, in tennis ball crickets. You play through the line, when you play inside the line, sometimes the bat swing might get stuck in your leg knees. That's terrible pain. Only the batter knows. Well, that's what you're watching. He couldn't be able to walk comfortably. Maybe he might take some time in the dugout. Might come after a while. But this is not a positive sign here for the batting side. They've lost 2 early wickets in the beginning. Now the other batter is walking as retired hurt. The rest of the batters has to take control. Just look at the way how he's struggling to walk. Might get some time after relaxing, after taking some time in the dugout. He might come back at some point of time. Now we are having a replacement batter. Conventionally, the other batter, in case if the wicket have fallen, have come into the crease. They have to work on this chase to make it work. Big numbers in front of these 2 batters. They have to make this partnership to the next level. With the way how Karan played in the first innings, both Karan and Yash maintained that partnership. One punished the bowlers and the other rotated the strike. That's the kind of balance both the batters added together. A left-handed batter, left-right combination would be working well for them. At least, if it is not working well for them, the bowling side might get confused whether to work on which game plan, as the batters continuously changing the strike. They have to move the fielders according to that left-right combination. Maybe that will work well for them. Good piece of bowling, finding the proper lens to hit the ball. Those Yorker lens. And this being the power play over, no chance of scoring 30 it seems. So the third over will be post power play. The fielders will be spread through the boundary ropes. Another intent for the stroke. Almost closer. Run out chance here. Two opportunities in a single ball. Not an easy opportunity for both the players. It's not an easy catch for the wicketkeeper. He tried his best. And now straight away he threw the ball at the non-striker direction, where the non-striker moved a bit outside the crease. But the throw wasn't a direct hit. Gentle push through the covers for single. The biggest problem in a tennis ball cricket, in a 10 overs tennis ball cricket, is you can't bat like a real batter. You can't follow the basics. You can't play with the footwork. You can't play through the line. You can't play that cover drive which you used to play against 140 plus bowlers in a stretch ball cricket. That's completely different dynamics of the game. But whereas in tennis ball you have to play different kind of game, which is quite opposite in fact, as of we've been speaking about the square leg region, the fine leg region, the third man, the switch hit, the reverse sweep. These were all the regions they have to target. Tried to get his own width to cut that ball. It was not the right length to cut away, but the intentions were right. Cutting the ball might help you score runs. Just the innings of current tells you that Vegan will tells you the way how you have to play at this venue. Not just this venue, wherever you go, when you play in a tennis ball cricket, this will be the way you have to find more runs on the board. Another intent for the cut shot. Not getting enough width to play that cut shot. He's trying to create his own width. But the bowler is keeping things under control. End of this over. 6 for 2. Six for 2. That's a beautiful power play done by 9 to 11. That's in there. Almost had a chance to grab that catch. Covers fielder. But you can't blame the fielders for these drop catches. They were half chances. They tried their best. And you can look at the disappointment from the face of the fielder. Change of batter, change of line here for the bowler. This is something he's been struggling a lot. AK is trying to cut the ball, but the ball is not giving enough width or enough bounce. With the way how he's targeting to play, he should try to play some front-footed strokes. Or else, if he couldn't go for the front-footed strokes, he should try something unorthodox. That's quite unfortunate, but if you are not going to be unorthodox, you have to rotate the strike. That's the only option you have. Another similar kind of delivery, similar problem for the batter. Locks himself at that region, and the bowlers were continuously bowling at that particular region. The fourth stump line with less bounce in the ball. That's almost missing the stumps. You can look at the face of the bowler. That tells a story of disappointment. Just single runs of this over. Single run of this over. 7 for 2. Over 7 for 2. They were not in the range of this chase. 110 of 36 balls. Out the context. And still swinging the bat and missing to score the run. Now this is surprising name. Karan, the man with the ball. Izahim performing really well with the bat. And this time it's a batter's turn. Aryan stepped out and tried to punish the ball. A typical left-handed bat swing, but couldn't get the elevation. Just a single. That effort went in vain, it seems. But the intention was right. This is something they have to try. As AK is struggling a bit, if Aryan takes control of everything, if he was ready to score runs, score boundaries and sixers here and there, then AK can spend some time in the crease rotating the strikes here and there. Another struggle. If you face a couple of dot balls in a single innings, that day is going to be a nightmare day for you, no doubt on that. It's quite hard for you to come out of that zone. Just for one reason, the confidence will be entirely low. That finds a fielder. An easy catch practice here for the fielder and no mistakes done by these fielders. The 9 to 11 fielders are gun on point with the way how they are grabbing the catches. Another wicket falls here. That's 8 for 3 now. AK has to depart. He struggled a lot. Now he's departing. New batter, right-handed batter. Just look at Karan. He scored 60 odd runs for his side. Now picked up a wicket. An all-round performance. Yorker attempt. Not an easy one to play for the batter. It was targeting the stumps. In fact, to tell it in a heritage way, tell it in an epic way, it had invaded the stumps. This one moving across, just committing the expectation of the batter. Not fulfilling the record. So halfway through the second innings, seems like the Madras Gymkhana are completely struggling. Eight for 3 after 5 overs. This is not the start you were expecting for. Just to tell you a story of the first innings, they were 63 for no loss after 5 overs. That's a kind of difference you could see. Completely different kind of games played by both the sides with the way how 9 to 11 played. It's not the similar kind of intent of what Madras Gymkhana is doing now. Of course, this is a different day. Different teams will be having different kind of pressure. Every day won't be the same day for you. But at the same time, the intent you showed in the crease as a batter is very less, it seems, comparing to the way how 9 to 11 have did in the first innings. That's the only problem here. Of course, the spread of the fielders. 5-4 is the equation here. 5 fielders at the leg side. Good stop from the fielder, saving the couple of runs for his side. And in terms of field sets, maximum of 5 fielders will be allowed outside the 30-yard circle. With that, they're having 2 fielders on the leg side for a right-handed batter, which is going to be the right offside for the left-handed batter. Same field set for both the batters. This relieves a lot of pressure for them, and they are having that freedom of experimenting a lot of things. Same field position for different batters and bowling according to that. A swing and got the connections better. No chance for the second run. Just gun on point here. The fielders of 9 to 11. Having one fielder within the 30-yard circle. Mid-on inside the circle. Having a long off sweeper cover. And of course, they're having 5 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. Attacking intent here. Run out opportunity. Good innovation from the wicketkeeper. No signal from the umpire. Will be a single. Just trying to bowl that short ball. They're having a third man within the 30-yard circle. They're having the fine leg within the 30-yard circle. Then the bowler won't get much freedom of bowling the short ball. I think they're having the fine leg at the deep for the left-handed batter, which is quite safest mode of field positionings. 3 at the leg side, 2 at the offside in the deep field positionings. And the rest of the fielders were typical post-power play field positioning. Short third man, a covers fielder mid-off inside the circle, and a short square leg fielder. Swing in the air, wicketkeeper under the ball and comfortably taken. Well, you can't give the explanation for this. This is something that's regular routine for 9 to 11. If the ball goes in the air, the fielders were comfortably taking the catch. And that's another wicket falls here. That's 12. 12 for 4 now. Madras Gymkhana. Six overs, 12 for 4. Now 105 runs required of 24 balls to win this game. Almost out of context. Rohan with the ball, it seems. Haran and Rohan are the 2 batters. Now Rohan on strike, Rohan with the ball. Not sure which Rohan is going to get that breakthrough, get that positive momentum. A leg spin style bowling. You know, sometimes what happens in the middle is when you have a target of 117 in 10 overs in front of you, psychologically you will be demotivated. Psychologically, you might feel yourself that it is not going to be accomplished. That thought process won't give you into the race of chasing the target. I'm not sure what's running on the thoughts of these batters, but sometimes, you know, at the middle you're having 13 for 4. One of your key batters have been injured and they've been retired hurt. What will you do? Will you convince yourself that the match is over, or will you try to fight back? There were traditions we've seen players convincing themselves that the match is over, but at some point of time, every generation had different kind of cricketers proving that theory wrong. I just wanted to start with Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but before that, this is an opportunity. Halfway chance tried by the fielder, goes for the boundary. This is something we are speaking about, the kind of intent. I'm speaking about that playing out of the box thought process, not even relieving of that thought process, just trying to fight back till the end of the game. Players like Mahendra Singh Dhoni made us to say that the match is not yet over. After a point of time, we saw miracles happening in T20 cricket, the modern day generations, with the way how Rahul Tewatia changed the game. When even the audience felt that the game is over, Rahul Tewatia scored 5 sixes in an over and made it possible. Just imagine how the way Rinku Singh finished that game against Gujarat Titans. That's the way how modern day cricket is going. One thing that we could understand from these modern day legends would be not to give hopes on your team. Try to fight back. Results are just byproduct, as the words of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Try to go through the gap. Good try from the fielder. A well athleticism comes into play. Beautiful stop from the fielder. Saving couple of runs for his side. Commitment comes into play. Lakshman the fielder tried his best. Ran reverse spiraling to grab that catch. Couldn't grab that catch. But tried his full effort to save that boundary. Now that's 7 overs of 23 for 4. "18 balls, 94 runs required." Equation looks a bit difficult. But the problem is, like, the message should be very clear. It's not about winning the game, it's about showing that intent. Let us lose this game, but we have to fight back before losing this game. That should be the mindset of the batters. They might be discussing something, there might be a decision making. They would have seen this as an opportunity to test their tail batting or the lower middle order batting. Steps out, gives a quick bat swing, again Lakshmanan it is. Then you will be quite sure that the ball will be saved from going to the boundary. Another good save, saving the couple of runs for his side. Yash, the bowler, trying leg spinners in a tennis ball cricket. Not sure how it is going to work for them. It's turning, of course, but you don't have a grip. The ball will be flighting, but you can't drift the ball through the pitch. There are a lot of challenge for the spinners in tennis ball cricket, but he's trying that. Extra bounce will be there. A flighted one. Full toss this time, slog sweep. Finds the fielder. There were extra protection at that region as the batter was continuously trying to attack that particular region. Rohan, the batter. Beautiful bowling, just with the way how Rehan bowled against India in the test match between India and England. Placing the ball at the right length, which invites the batter to come into the front foot. You can't be much lazy while facing such bowlers. They will invite you into the front foot. They will make you aware of the ball. They will try to make you busy. A limited flight, limited pace, limited rhythm from the bowler. He's enjoying his own brand of cricket. But this is not such a kind of delivery. This is out of compliment. Tried his best. That could have been a catch. Just dropping his one hand won't work well for him. 8 overs up 32 for 4. Now with the equation. Quite unfortunate for the batting side. 85 of 12 balls. Unless you get some extras, it's quite impossible. Of course, it's impossible, to be very honest. But let them try their best. At least for the run rate matters. They should score more runs. The difference between both the sides will impact them in the later part of the tournament. Gymkhana should be well aware of it. A flighted delivery, tried to play the straight direction, run out opportunity. Good innovation from the fielder, tried his best. An underarm throw to the bowler. Didn't waste that single second of that game. Vikram, the bowler. Short ball attempt over there. Couldn't beat the fielder. Good stop from the fielder. They were focusing on the run rate, not even leaking single runs. When comparing to the first innings, where Gymkhana have leaked a lot of runs for the overthrows, placing at the similar direction, they were targeting at the long off region where mid-off is inside the circle. These were the final proceedings. before the game ends. In the fielder under the ball. And that's taken comfortably. Another wicket falls here. The similar fashion, similar kind of dismissal. And he gets it 36 for 5 now. And that's end of 9 overs. Now the last over starts off with a single. 37 for 5 is the score so far, which ensures that the game has been completely outplayed by 9 to 11 against Gymkhana. They batted well, they bowled well, they fielded well. They did really well in every aspect of the game. They outplayed Gymkhana in every single aspect of the game. 9 to 11. Another single over there. Just pushing singles here and there as the game comes to the conclusion, the climax of this wonderful game. Just into the thighs of the batter. The fine leg fielder chasing the ball from a long while, but reaches the spot at the right time. .75 runs required in 2 balls. This is a huge difference. The run scored by Karan is 60 odd. But here, look at the team total. This used to happen. This is a part of cricket that doesn't define the quality of a side in a single match. Same Gymkhana might score big numbers in the upcoming games. And that's the end of this game. A dot ball to complete the proceedings here. That's 73 run difference victory here for 9 to 11. An excellent piece of batting with the bat, with the ball, on the field. Every single aspect of the game, they did really well. Especially this name, Karan, the man who played really well. Outstanding performance with the bat, with the ball. Picked up wickets for his side. Scored a beautiful 60 odd runs with majestic sixers. That's the story coming to an end here. Huge victory, and they are at the top of their points table now. 9 to 11. Starts off the tournament with this victory.